What if your past was a lie? Not because someone deceived you, but because your mind has been replaying the wrong version of your life. You think you're stuck because of what happened. The missed opportunity. The betrayal. The rejection. The failure that branded your identity. But what if I told you, none of it is real anymore? Not if you choose otherwise. There's a hidden technique. Not just a method, but a blade forged in silence. Passed through time not by voices, but by vibration. And today, it's yours to wield. This isn't goal setting. It's not journaling. It's the samurai art of mental war. A spiritual rewrite of your timeline. Where the battlefield is your subconscious mind. Neville Goddard called it revision. But let's be honest. It's reality hacking. So let me ask you something. What if the version of the past you've been carrying, the one where you failed, got rejected, missed your chance, was never the truth? What if the only reason your life hasn't changed is because your subconscious still believes in that version? That distorted, incomplete, low-frequency version. And here's the breakthrough. Your subconscious doesn't care what actually happened. It only accepts what is repeated and felt as truth. So when you take a moment, close your eyes, and revise. Feel that argument turning into peace. That missed money already received. That rejection transformed into success. You don't just imagine it. You command it into being. This isn't escape. It's strategy. Because the past isn't fixed. It's fluid. And you are its author. So tonight, don't just relive the pain. Rewrite it. And when you do, you don't tell a soul. You don't seek validation. You don't chase proof. You let the energy settle. You move in silence. Because that's when the real magic begins. You're not here to react to life. You're here to recode it. From the inside out. And the moment your subconscious accepts the new story, reality has no choice but to obey. Are you ready? Then forget what happened. And remember what should have happened. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a breath. Not a shallow one, but deep, into the belly. Hold. Exhale slowly. Let the outside world dissolve. Because now, you're about to rewrite your reality. From the only place that matters. Within. Pick one moment. Just one. A memory that still echoes with discomfort. A conversation that left you feeling unheard. A day that ended in disappointment. A decision you still regret. Don't resist it. Don't analyze it. Just feel it arise. Now. Begin the revision. In your mind's eye, see it unfold, not how it did, but how it should have. Not with pain, but with peace. Not with loss, but with gain. Not with silence, but with understanding. If it was money you didn't receive, see the transfer complete. See the message arrive. Feel the weight in your hands. Spend it, save it, bless it, it's already yours. If it was rejection, rewrite it. Hear the words shift. Yes. Congratulations. Feel your breath catch in joy. It's already done. If it was conflict, restore it. Watch the expression soften. Listen to them agree, even smile. Feel the room fill with calm. The key is feeling. This is not imagination for imagination's sake. This is memory surgery. You are not daydreaming. You are remembering, correctly. Because your subconscious is always listening. And it doesn't care whether it happened in the physical world. Or in the sacred temple of your inner vision. It only responds to vibration. It only accepts what feels real. So bring it to life. Make it vivid. Breathe life into it. And feel it, fully. And then do it again. Once is not enough. Your mind has believed the old story for too long. It has memorized the pain. Replayed the failure. Rehearsed the fear. So now, you must overwrite it. With emotion. With detail. With repetition. Every night, just before sleep. When your body is soft. When the veil is thin. When your conscious mind relaxes its grip. That's when the subconscious is most receptive. That's when you return to the memory. And perform the revision again. The feeling of already having the success. The peace of already resolving the conflict. The joy of already receiving the call. Repeat it until it feels like remembering, not imagining. When you can barely recall the old version. When the revised memory feels more natural than what actually happened. That's when it's done. And your reality will begin to shift. Not through force. Not through obsession. But through alignment. Because now, your subconscious believes it. And once the mind believes it, the world follows. You've done the work. You revised the memory. You felt it as real. You impressed it deep into your subconscious. And now, comes the most misunderstood step of all. You say nothing. Do not speak it aloud. Do not explain it. Do not seek applause for a seed still beneath the soil. Because the moment you go searching for signs, the moment you ask, is it working yet? You are no longer in the energy of creation. You've slipped back into the energy of doubt. Neville Goddard said it plainly. Live from the wish fulfilled, not toward it. But most can't resist. They feel a flicker of change. And immediately reach for their phone. They share. They confess. They look for proof in someone else's eyes. But you must move in silence. Because silence is not emptiness. It is power. Your subconscious is tender in this state. Like freshly poured cement. If you poke at it, talk about it, inspect it too soon, you smudge the new reality before it hardens. It's like planting a sacred tree. Then ripping it from the earth each morning to see if it's growing. You kill the process with your need to verify. So instead, you protect the ritual. You act as if it's already done. Not with arrogance. But with unwavering calm. No checking. No measuring. No whispering your dream into unready ears. You don't need validation when you already have vision. And reality responds not to hunger, but to stillness. It blooms when you stop watching. It arrives when you stop chasing. The caterpillar does not beg the mirror for wings. It simply disappears into silence. And emerges transformed. So do the revision. Feel it. Impress it. And then walk on. You are no longer the one hoping. You are the one who remembers how it already turned out. And when the new reality rises, you won't need to announce it. It will announce itself. At first, it will feel quiet. Too quiet. You'll wonder if anything happened at all. But then, a strange feeling comes over you. Familiar, yet different. A moment you've lived before, but something's changed. Like reality blinked, and opened a new eye. This is how the shift begins. Not as thunder. Not as a parade. But as a soft rearranging of details. You check your messages. And see a name you thought had vanished. You feel lighter in a room that once weighed you down. You walk into a place and suddenly feel welcomed, powerful, chosen. You wonder, did I imagine this? And the answer is yes. But it's also real. Because the subconscious has already accepted the new past. And now, the external world is simply catching up. This is the part most people miss. The moment where doubt tries to sneak back in. You'll be tempted to say, that's just coincidence. Or, maybe it's just me. But no. This is not coincidence. This is confirmation. And yet, you do not celebrate too loudly. You do not sprint toward the finish. Because you know, this is only the beginning. The outer world is like a slow echo. It lags behind the inner transformation. But once it starts to shift, momentum builds. Small things fall into place. A delay turns into a doorway. A no becomes a yes. A blocked path opens with no effort. And every time you notice these signs, you nod. Not with surprise, but with remembrance. Because you've already lived this moment in your revision. You felt the success. You heard the yes. You received the payment. You reconciled the relationship. You experienced it all, inwardly, long before it appeared outwardly. So now you do not chase. You do not cling. You simply walk in rhythm with the shift. Let others question how it's happening. Let them call it luck. Let them think you're just having a good week. They don't need to know. Because your new reality is no longer something you're hoping for. It's something you've already anchored in the unseen. And now, piece by piece, scene by scene, it reveals itself. With perfect timing. Don't interrupt the process by reaching for it. Instead, stay in your knowing. Let it unfold. Because what's coming next is greater than what you even revised. You've seen the signs. You've felt the shift. But that's not enough. Now, you must become the new version of yourself completely. Because a single revision won't change your life. But a new identity will. An identity isn't built by repeating words. It's forged in behavior, breath, and presence. It's shaped in the silence of your posture. The calm in your decision-making. And the certainty in your stillness. The version of you that revised the past. The one who received the money. Who heard yes instead of no. Who walked away from struggle and into flow. That version must now take the lead. Not as a role you play. Not as a mask you wear. But as the only truth that exists now. You wake up, and you remember differently. You walk into a room with the frequency of someone who's already free. You answer the phone, open emails, make decisions. As the person who already won. This isn't performance. It's presence. You are no longer reacting to the world. You are retraining it. Every glance. Every word. Every choice you make. Is a signal to the universe. This is who I am now. Not who you were. Not who you're trying to become. But who you already are. And here's the secret. The world can't tell the difference. Reality doesn't ask for your resume. It responds to your energy. If you carry the vibration of someone still hoping, still doubting, still seeking permission to succeed, it will reflect that back to you. But if you carry yourself like it's already done, if you move like it already belongs to you, if you speak from completion, not craving, then the world shifts to accommodate your new command. And this is where embodiment becomes a discipline. You don't get to dip in and out. You don't play the role for a day and expect mountains to move. You become it. relentlessly, elegantly, until the old version has no breath left in your being. This is not about pretending. This is about remembering that the revised past you planted has already borne fruit in the unseen. And your only job now is to walk like it's already here. Not because you're faking it, but because you are finally living in the only version of reality that matches who you truly are. So dress differently if you must. Speak more clearly. Make decisions faster. Say no with grace. Say yes without hesitation. Let your body become the sermon your soul already preached. Because the version of you that created the shift is not temporary. It is the real you. And now, it's time to let the world adjust. Time is a story. You've been taught to see it as a straight line. Past, present, future. Moments stacked like bricks, impossible to rearrange. But that was a lie. A useful illusion. Because in truth, time is elastic. It bends. It folds. And you, yes, you, can move through it. Revision isn't about pretending something didn't happen. It's about reclaiming your authority over the timeline. You are not a prisoner of what was. You are the architect of what is. When you revise a memory, you aren't changing a moment. You are collapsing one version of reality and stepping into another. One that was always waiting just beneath the surface of your belief. This is not mental gymnastics. This is spiritual alchemy. Because when the subconscious accepts a new past, it doesn't just change how you feel. It changes what you attract, what you expect, and what reality is allowed to deliver to you. And here's what most don't understand. Your future is not shaped by the future. It's shaped by the past you choose to remember. And every time you revisit a painful event, and feel it again, and relive it again, you're not just remembering it. You're reactivating it. You're bringing it forward into today. Into your finances. Into your relationships. Into your confidence. Over and over again. But revision ends the loop. Revision sets you free. Not by erasing the past, but by rewriting the energetic imprint that controls your present. And when you do this consciously, deliberately, reverently, you begin to touch a strange and beautiful truth. You were never stuck. You were only rehearsing the wrong story. But now you know the truth. That memory is clay. That the subconscious is obedient. That time is not your master. It is your mirror. And the moment you impress a new past with emotion, faith, and silence, the universe reshapes itself to honor your command. This is the power ancient mystics guarded. This is the path of the unseen warrior. Not to fight the world as it is, but to rewrite it as it should be. Inwardly. And now, you walk not through time, but above it. You are no longer bound to what was. You are bound only to what you choose to remember. And from that still place within you, the world rewrites itself to match. Now you know the secret. The past is not your prison. It is your palette. And with a single, focused breath, you've rewritten the moment that once defined you. You felt it. You lived it. You anchored it in silence. And now, the world is catching up to your new timeline. You are not waiting anymore. You are not asking anymore. You are not hoping. You are becoming. And now, we seal it. Speak these words silently. Or aloud, if you dare. But speak them with power. With finality. with no hesitation left in your bones. It is already rewritten. Say it again. Not as a wish. Not as a test. But as truth. It is already rewritten. The pain you once carried, gone. The rejection that haunted you, corrected. The version of you that struggled, begged, and broke in silence, replaced. You are now walking forward from a new origin point. One written by your own hand. One forged not in force, but in faith. You are no longer a victim of what happened. You are the author of what always should have been. From this moment on, you do not return to the old memory. You do not explain your transformation. You do not wait for permission to rise. You live as if it already happened, because it has. Let this be your new center. Every breath you take, every step you walk, every thought you allow into your temple, is aligned with the version of you that already received it, already healed, already arrived. So don't chase. Don't watch the clock. Don't ask when. It is already done. And your only task now is to walk in it. And so we end not with applause, but with stillness. Because the most powerful transformations don't roar. They echo in silence. And reshape everything. It is already rewritten. And now, so are you.